Start chatting now. So our dough is what in number 40?
It'd be F, but that's because I read the box. But I probably there'd be something other way to figure that out.
Yeah. Well, we know fundamentally, especially because you have education about you, the key signature tells us uh three things, and those three things move on a scale of mutability. Right. So this first thing is like immutable, 100% the key signature is telling you this. And then we have the second thing that the key signature is telling you 90, maybe 92.5% of the time is true. And then we have this thing over here, which is like 80% of the time you can make an educated guess about what you can expect in the music based off of what you're seeing in the key signature. So let's go through those three things as a orientation, following up to what you said about, I bet there's a better way. So what is
Mhm.
that first thing that's like immutable, the most fundamental truth about a key signature?
That um, whatever line any what's it called? If there's a sharp and a flat, it's always going to be sharp and flat throughout the whole music. So
Yes.
this one would be B, I
Yeah,
think.
that's right. That's right. Yeah, very well done. And that's as simple as it is, right? Because you said it very simply, very well. Sometimes people just like overlook the simple, but that's all it does. At least at this
Mhm.
one, this is the 100% of the thing a key signature does. It tells you which pitches are altered from their natural state if you really want to say it in a stiff way. Like, are there going to be any sharps or flats that I should expect for any of my notes? Yes or
Mhm.
no? The key signature says yes or no. Hey, one flat. All right. Anytime you see a B, not normal B, it's what?
Always B flat.
Exactly. Now, the second thing is what our dough is,
Mhm.
right? We spend a lot of time belaboring over the question, what is dough? What is dough? What is dough? But now we go, how do you know? How do you know? How do you know? So F is dough because there's one flat in the key signature. If you say that, you pass like stage one of the test. The fact that you're connecting the two is the great first step. Now the second step is well, the how do you know part two. What about one flat in a key signature makes F dough? I don't get it. Feels like you know something I
Mhm.
don't know. Now think that through with me. Why does one flat indicate that F is dough?
Um, is it because it's always in the same place? I'm not sure. I've noticed. Okay, so it's odd. When I got that graph, the circle of fifths thing, and
Hmm.
there was like this set number of flats that could like it never goes beyond that many. Does it never go beyond that? It's like it goes up to like five or something and it never stops and then there's all these I'm really not sure. It seems like there's a lot more like boundaries to what would sound good than I realized would be normal. I'm not sure.
I'm not sure what you just said to me.
I know I'm not sure what I just said either.
Well, good. I'm glad we're on the same page. Okay, let's pause from here and go to the whiteboard of truth. That's always right. Whatever life throws you, you know that you can feel safe in the arms of the whiteboard of truth, right? Right. Well, let's go get comforted with cerebrally with the whiteboard of truth. What color would you like to be soothed with? Hey, look, I drew that same face earlier. I love that face.
How about blue this time?
Amazing. Okay, so let's take our one flat. One flat means F do because this key signature is telling me all are natural except for B, right?
Mm-hmm.
So then if I was thinking like a chef, which I like to do because guess who likes to eat? Me. I know that my musical ingredients are this. I've got seven notes, right?
Right.
I'm not trying to do anything weird. It was this, but now it's this. And so now I wonder what What major scale can I cook up with these letters? Is it the A major scale? Well,
Um,
then you go to the piano, right? And you just play A, B flat, C, D, E, F, G.
mhm.
And I'll go to my
The
fun piano. Go ahead. Ask your
the
question.
one thing is that I'm still trying to figure out this major minor thing. I know how to do it on piano. 5 fingers. I know how to do minor and major fingerings for
Yeah.
that, but I haven't done in the whole octave. So I'm not
Mhm.
exactly sure where those half note because there's two, right, in each octave, I think.
Yes, yeah, right. Oh, let's do
So,
this. Right, we know that we wonder which major scale can we create with these ingredients, right? And
mhm.
what we know about the major scale is what you were just saying. It's whole and what step pattern.
Right, because you're between these, it's a whole and then a whole and then a half and then a whole and then we,
Right.
right. So it'd be, oh,
So we
so
know
two
that,
beats.
yeah, we know that we can create a major scale if we start on a pitch, go up a whole step, then go up another, right? Remember, this is kind of like starting point. So you go up a whole step, half step. It's like
Mm-hmm.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then half step to 8, and then you're back there again, where you take your first step from 1.
Right.
Okay, so we know, all right, I want a major scale. I know this is how a major scale is formed, so I think, okay, let me play this first arrangement, right? I'm just thinking alphabetically. A, B flat, C, D, E, F, G, A. Sound like a major scale?
No.
No. Yeah, and right, as musicians, we can give it the sound test, and we can also give it the step test.
Mm-hmm.
Failed the sound test, right? That does not sound like do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Step test is, okay, A to B flat, that has to be a whole step, right? It does, but it's not. Failed.
Mm-hmm.
Now we can think, well, that didn't work. What if I do B flat, C, D, E, F, G, A? So it's like A didn't work. It's kind of like if you're trying to crack someone's computer and you're like, they've got like a password. Let's try 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's try 1, 2, 3, 5. 1, 2, 3, 6. We can kind of think about it in that way. We play B flat, kind of close on the sound test, maybe not quite. And it fails a step test. So we just like, we
Mm-hmm.
do that over and over, but then we get to this. And guess what magic happens?
Right, because it would fit the.
If I play from F, hey,
Mm-hmm.
do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. It passed the sound test. Yay. And guess what? It passed the step test. Whole, half, whole, half, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, whole step, yup. Whole step, yup. Half step, looks good. B flat to C. Whole step, C to D. What would
And the
you
whole
say?
step.
Mm-hmm. D to E.
And that's a whole step too.
Yep. And then we half step it back to our home of F.
Right. Okay.
And so it passed the test. Right now,
Mm-hmm.
big picture in this, Isabel. Let's get back to our blue. I've got something in the key sig, and the key sig gives me my ingredients. Hey, all of them are normal except for B flat.
Mm-hmm.
All of them are normal except for F sharp. Whatever the key signature says, right? And then I say, what does it take to create a major scale with those ingredients?
Right. Okay.
And whatever, and there's only going to be one winner.
Mm-hmm.
Of if I just have 7 notes, one, two, three, or none of them, maybe altered flat ways or sharp ways. I want to know what note do I have to start on, maintain these items, and then produce a major scale.
Right.
Whatever that answer is, then tells you, let's say F major scale. Well, we know that the first note of a major scale, what solfa do we call it?
Always do.
Yes! That's it. Okay. All right. But it's dense, right? Because guess how many things you have to kind of keep straight? A lot. Right? So you have to
Yes, but
keep.
it makes more sense now though. Thank you.
Yeah. And what we do next is we drive this thing down and we concrete it. Right? Because then we're going to get good at key signatures, just retaining that understanding of alteration. And then we get really good with this idea of combination of letters that we are trying to fit into a certain whole and half step pattern,
Right.
which then produces for us that winner. And what do we know about the winner? The first note of that scale, we call that. So this is like 2A, 2B, 3A, 3B. Right? So there's 1, 2A, 2B, 3A, 3B things to keep straight. If you really want to answer that question of what is do and how do you know and why is that again? And questions.
Um, so it's like summarize all of that?
No, 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 I'm not asking you to do that. I'm just saying that when you go to answer the question of what is do, how do you know, why is that do though? I don't, you have to keep all of these things in mind in order to really answer all of those questions.
Right.
Because again, I'm a nice guy. I'm perfectly happy just saying, "Hey, Isabel, F is do." Good. We just accept that. We know when we see an F, we call it do. Right? That's like
Hmm.
stage 1. Just accept. Just accept it. It just is. Right? Stage 2 is, how do you know F is do again, Isabel? And you say, "Oh, there's one flat in the key signature." So you give me the key sig answer. I'm like, yeah, great. Nothing more to ask. But then here you are at the apotheosis of stage 3. When I say, but why? Why does the what or why and what? Why and what? Why, what, huh? And that's like, what does a flat in the key signature have to do with F, B, and do? And then you're like, oh, major scale stuff.
Right. Okay. Because it has to
And
fit the pattern, and that's all we have.
exactly. Yeah, and that's probably the better way to say that. Then you're doing here mage scale explan, which includes subpoints of pattern and order and name of uh, first sound,
Right.
right?
Okay.
Do, right? Because when as singers, you know what the major scale means to us? Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Not whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half. Not C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. It means do, re, mi.
Right.
But as intellectual singers, we understand that there's another angle of order and structure behind it.
Hmm.
That was amazing.
It's very
All right.
mathematical, which is
All
great.
right. Go